Hi everyone, I just wanted to make a quick update video as to what I'm going to do with this channel. And basically there's two big things that I want to talk about. I want to talk about the style content on the channel, and I also want to talk about the uploading schedule that I'm going to implement. And I figured that in the honor of Halloween I'd also give you guys a bonus sort of pick a card reading. But basically what I wanted to talk about content-wise was that I want to move away from this sort of weekly reading format and go into timeless readings. So basically, what that means for you guys is instead of having to watch my video within that sort of week-long time limit or like window, now you can basically watch my video whenever you want or whenever you need to. I'm still going to be uploading them like all 12 signs every week. They're just going to be on different days so that you guys don't get sort of bombarded with notifications at the first of every Monday. So that's the second thing that I wanted to talk about, was that I want to do an uploading schedule where I basically upload 2 signs a day, and then on Sunday I do a bonus pick a card reading just like this. So right now what the schedule is looking like is on Mondays I'm going to do Libra and Aries. And then on Tuesdays, I'm going to do Taurus and Scorpio. On Wednesdays, I'm going to do Gemini and Sagittarius. On Thursdays, I'm going to do Cancer and Capricorn. On Fridays, I'm going to do Leo and Aquarius. And then on Saturdays, I'm going to do Virgo and Pisces. So that's the whole week. And then on Sunday, the last day of the week, you get this bonus, this kind of style of a reading. But like I was saying, hopefully you guys enjoy the changes. If you're already done picking a pile, then I'm going to start on number 1. But if not, now would be a good time to pause and sort of pick which one that you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to start with pile number 1. I shuffled these off camera. Let me see if I can go ahead and put these up here like this. Okay, so first off, you got the Chariot, which tells me that you could be dealing with either a Cancer or a Leo here with the Strength card. You actually got the Strength card twice. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you're dealing with a lot of Leo energy, and maybe even Capricorn energy with this Devil card. But that's it for the major arcanas. But with the Chariot going into the Strength, I definitely feel a level of ascension, because Cancer comes right before Leo. So I'm seeing that there is some kind of evolution, especially in relation to your strength, because like I said, the Strength card is here twice. And it's really interesting to me because in the Deviant Moon Tarot, which is the one, the Strength card that's colored in, it's definitely a demonstration of physical strength, which is very different to traditional tarot, in which strength is usually coming from inside. It's a woman who's taming a lion not by brute strength, but by emotional strength, right? And the fact that you got both of these Strength cards that sort of show that inner strength and outer strength, I feel like you guys are very much in a position where this is how the world is perceiving you. And it might not be like physical upper body strength, the way we like typically think of strength, but I'm getting that for a lot of you guys, you might be resting, and that's sort of what's regenerating your strength almost. I'm getting that a lot of you guys might be like coming out of the hospital, especially with this 8 of Swords. It feels like you're trapped in the hospital, and now you're sort of like coming out and feeling rejuvenated and strengthened again. But I see the King of Cups, and the King of Cups usually talks about Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And to see the Chariot and the King of Cups together tells me that you guys are definitely sort of feeling that Cancerian energy right now. Definitely a lot of Leo and Cancer energy. So for some of you, those might be the signs that are in the are in your situation. But I'm getting it for another group of you guys. Definitely with this Page of Wands, there's some kind of offer that's coming in now. And with this Devil card, I'm not getting it's a negative connotation with this Devil card. I'm getting it's a very like sexually charged energy. So if you guys are going into a relationship right now or are thinking of starting something with someone, especially if they happen to fall under the signs of Leo, Cancer, or Capricorn, I'm getting it's going to be a very sexually charged relationship. For better or for worse, I feel like if you're looking for that, you're going to be excited. And if that's not something that's really terribly interesting to you, then, it's a bonus, or it's something that you'll have to sort of see and go from there. This person might only be interested in a sexual relationship, but I'm also getting that's for some of you. But the last card I see here is the Ten of Swords. And it's really interesting to me because it almost feels disjointed and disconnected from all the other cards. So I'm getting that for a lot of you, there might be some kind of situation that made you feel this way, that made you feel like you were betrayed or backstabbed. But it's also very separate from this situation. Maybe that could be sort of spirit telling you, hey, don't like associate these two things because they're not associated. But I'm getting, like, for some of you, again, that could be that you were in an accident and had to go to the hospital. It could be that you're also suffering a lot of mental stress and anxiety just because the Swords cards are very mental cards. And I feel like that's, again, with the Strength card, that you're finding your inner strength. But that was your option, or that was your pick option number one. I definitely get that you guys are in a lot of strength, getting a lot of strength. Like, that's the name of the game. And whatever has you trapped, be it physically or emotionally, is going to cave to you because you're so much stronger. But like I said, that was your reading. And now moving on to pile number 2. All right, pile number 2. This is really interesting to me because I see the King of Cups, which also came out in the reading prior from a different deck. So if you guys are dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or you are one of those signs, I'd also recommend looking at the option before this, just because it's very interconnected energy. But I'm definitely seeing all kinds of new beginnings with you guys because I see that Ace of Wands and that Ace of Pentacles. So if you guys are starting anything new in like business or career, I think it's going to go fantastic for you guys. That's also interesting. So I'm just now realizing that you guys got the Eight of Swords, which the last reading also got from a different deck. So I'm under the impression that you guys also feel very trapped. Also feel like it's very interesting because I see the Judgment card. I see the Ten of Pentacles backwards, or I should say reverse. And then I see the Seven of Wands. So that almost leads me to believe that it feels like you feel like you haven't been doing things the way that you're supposed to be, or that you've done them in a like underhanded way or something, or someone related to you. Because in this Eight of Swords, it's almost like she's being manipulated by the moon and thrown into the swords while she's asleep. So it's not really of her own device like other Eight of Swords cards. But with the Judgment card right underneath it, it feels like somebody is being tried for their sins almost. And with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like somebody is blocking their blessings. And when I say that, I mean like they could have had X, Y, or Z, but they themselves, by not acting a certain way or acting the right way, maybe like the morally ethical way, have blocked their own blessings. But whatever it is, and even if that does affect you, or even if it is you, I'm getting that there's still going to be a new beginning of some kind, right? With the Ace cards, that's always good news. Definitely. So with this Ace of Pentacles, I'm under the impression that if you start something new, it's going to go really well. You might not get the Ten of Pentacles right away because it's in reverse. And I'm getting that for some of you, there might be some issues at home, maybe with a wife or a husband. But I'm definitely feeling that you're finding your way with the Seven of Swords, or sorry, Seven of Wands card. Seven of Wands, because in this particular deck, the Deviant Moon Tarot, it talks about a lost warrior that is coming out of the forest where they were lost. So you're definitely finding your way. And if you were worried about someone who was doing something that was like ethically wrong or morally wrong, or something that just went against their personal beliefs or morals, I'm definitely feeling that's ending now, because they've sort of realigned. Especially with this Chariot card, there's movement. There's movement, and it almost looks like it's reminding me a lot of the Five of Cups energy. Even though there aren't any cups there, it reminds me of the feeling of walking away from something that maybe didn't turn out the best and could have been better. But I feel like somebody is definitely cutting their losses and moving away from it. And it's doing wonders, because with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, they're going to regain their sort of, I guess, I can't think of another word, but like they're sort of getting back into their groove, getting their mojo back, kind of that kind of a thing. And I feel like that's why the King of Cups is in reverse, is because once they do sort of come back into that energy, they're going to be able to feel like the king upright. So I think this is just one of those kinds of situations that takes a little time. I feel like if there was something that was bothering you or that was wrong in the past, it's not anymore. And my biggest advice would be look forward to the new beginnings and the blessings. But that was your reading, option number 2. Definitely, maybe if go back and watch another reading if you feel like you need some more clarity, or sorry, I should say another option. And if you liked it, please subscribe or leave a comment saying if it resonated or not. But this is option number 3. All right. So this is option number 3. I'm getting it for a lot of you guys. There's a lot of powerful energy, especially since you got the Chariot and the Hangman, which are both, and the Death card, which are all major arcana. So I just want to bring up that the last 2 options also got the Chariot. So if that is energy that really resonates with you, maybe consider going back and watch those. Chariot is the sign of Cancer, so if you're dealing with a Cancer or you are a Cancer, I highly recommend that. But other than that, I'm definitely getting the energy of walking away. Maybe not walking away, But movement, especially with this Ace of Swords, there's movement to a situation where now everything is clear, where things are different. And with the Death card right next to it, there's definitely going to be some kind of a change. There's some situation is going to die out or change. The Death card doesn't mean physical death, but it means more metaphorical termination of a situation. And now that I said the word termination in particular, some of you guys might be sort of quitting your job or getting fired, but I feel like that opens up the space for you to sort of go into something that you're much more passionate about. I'm seeing that with this because there's a lot of quick energy here. There's the King of Wands, there's the Chariot, and there's the Eight of Wands as well. That's a lot of fire energy also with the Four of Wands. So I'm guessing, I'm getting the impression that whatever you guys do, you're going to be very passionate about it now. I feel like there's a Queen of Swords here who's very distraught. It's very interesting because usually the Queen of Swords is a woman who's been hardened by battle and has a sharp tongue and has no problem cutting people out of her life. But here she's almost showing a much more sort of vulnerable side to her. And I see this King of Wands, and it almost feels like this King of Wands is coming towards this Queen of Wands. So if you're a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you could be going towards a air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or the other way around. You could be the air sign and you're waiting on a fire sign. And I feel like if you are, whatever was holding them back with this Death card is going to kill off the situation that didn't allow them to come forward, or whatever was making them not sort of come forward, I should say. And with the Eight of Wands, it's definitely coming fast. The Eight of Wands is also known as the Arrows of Love card, so definitely if you picked this pile with the intention, with someone in mind, I definitely see great things, especially with this Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, I feel usually is, well, okay. Hanged Man can be very bittersweet because usually we want something and we really want it and we're really set on it, and then the Hanged Man comes up and says, no, you need to rethink this and look at things from a different perspective. But once you do, you're going to open up the window for all these good things to come in. I'm getting the impression that once you start to sort of take this Hanged Man perspective, you're going to get this Ace of Swords, you're going to get these Eight of Wands, and that's all going to be because the Hanged Man came in with the Death and finished the situation. And at the end of it all, I see the Four of Wands. Four of Wands talks about celebrations, but it also talks about marriage. So I'm very... Whenever I get the Four of Wands, I always talk about how it's my sort of level up card, right? So if you're sort of thinking about someone, then you can level up into a relationship. Or if you've been like dating someone very sort of seriously and committedly for months and years, then you could be going up into engagement. And if you've been engaged to someone, then you could be leveling up into marriage, that kind of a thing, right? So take that and apply it to wherever it applies to you, because I definitely see some kind of level up. I see that this person's been held back for a while for a lot of you, and now that this is really opening up. But that's what I see for you guys, option number 3. And I just want to take a moment to remind you guys that if you enjoyed the content, please take a moment to subscribe, maybe leave a comment or a like, because it really helps out the channel. And I hope to see you guys next time I upload a reading.